Will share. Yes, Shimpy. So before we begin, what are the questions you have?
Uh, Sir, I have so many questions.
Hmm.
Like if I clear, what I couldn't clear,
Hmm.
and will I be able to complete my this whole syllabus in 2.51?
Hmm. Okay.
And yeah, like there are so many questions.
Go on. Go
None,
on. Yeah.
I don't know why, but I'm little bit nervous at this time.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you mentioned that you cleared your group 2 last year.
yeah, May 24th.
It has been a year. What happened in your life in the last 1 year?
Um, this last 1 year was terrific for me. Like I lost my mom
This happened recently. Okay. I'm sorry about it. Yeah.
in December. And then in this month, like in May month, I lost my uncle also. So this whole year was last 1 year was very bad for me. Yeah. So in November 18, also my
Puzzle, there's some disturbance in the.
mom was like not well, so I couldn't.
Hmm. Yeah.
This like in May autumn also I was not ready to give this attempt because mentally I was not in that state to sit and study and write papers because the reason of doing the CA was the whole reason was my mom only. My mom wants me to do a CA and wants that dad to be a CA. So this was the whole thing. Yeah.
Hmm. How's your father doing?
He's retired from Western Railway. He was a deputy CPI in Western Railway.
And do you have any siblings?
Yes, I have one younger sister and one elder sister. Elder sister, she's a counselor in college in Mumbai or in Malad regarding MBA students and my younger sister, she's a engineer. She has done her BTech and now searching for the job.
So how are you looking at the next steps, Kader? Like, I mean, Shimpy, basically, do you think you would need more time, or do you want to conclude this and dedicate this to your mom by September? What is running in your mind?
Uh, is that fine if I use English? Like my English is not so fluent,
Okay,
so
please
is
go.
it fine,
Go
right?
ahead. Yes, yes.
Okay. So it's like I have already given my last attempt, but I am not sure. Like I'm accepting uh, exemption in AFM, but again not quite sure because after coming exam I saw the I done a whole the analysis part like how much will I will score in MCQ and descriptor also. So it's coming around 55 or 56. So again I'm not quite sure, but I don't know how to proceed further because I'm totally blank at this point. And anyhow, I have this attempt only because I don't want to exceed it further. Like I have already given so much attempts. My group two cleared in sixth attempt,
Oh,
and
mm.
yes, and I secure only dot 150 marks. Yeah. And for the first group, this was my second attempt because first attempt I was not prepared. Like I haven't completed my classes also. So basically, this was my second attempt. Yeah. So again, in this attempt also, I have not completed the audit wholly. Like I have done last three chapters only. Not done properly essays and all new series of essays that I haven't touched. So audit is my major problem, but I can score like my practicals are good. I have done done a lot of practice in FR and AFM also. I don't know like how to proceed further. Like I'm not in that state of mind that to again sit for the 10 to 12 hours and study. And yeah.
Yeah.
And I have not discussed this whole problem with my family also. Like I have told to them that yeah, my papers went well, so well. So I'm expecting a positive result. But I know my status. Like I will not clear the exam also. Yeah. I want to wait till like till my result, but I know after result if I'll start my preparation that it will be too late for me. Although I have completed my syllabus, but then 2 months I think is not enough for a single group. Like I should devote only at least 2.5 to 3 months to clear single group. If I have already cleared whole the syllabus once or twice,
Fair.
right?
Yeah. Hmm. Okay. So let's see how we can.
I guess there is some connection issue.
Is the screen visible to you?
Yes, that is visible.
Now, I'm slightly shifting the focus onto your career because I know there's a lot happening in your life. Sometimes we need some meaningful distractions which will reduce the pain because thinking alone won't solve the problem. Something has happened, and no matter what you do in life, that won't be, it's not a substitute. Nothing is a substitute to the most dearest member of our life. But having said that, one thing which was important for you is because you said you're doing it for her. So maybe it makes sense for you and you'll probably communicate something by finishing it. Then you can do it. Then you can reflect upon, okay, what next and all of that. So since you have come so close, and also since you have already told your family that it will be most likely done, they won't mind if another 2, 3 months. So anyways, by the time results are come, so probably can just give me 2 or 3 more months, and if you can finish in September, that will be a good thing for you. And now that I believe you also have to take care of your younger sister, so there are things which are there on your responsible radar. So in that scenario, I just want to help you understand why is it important for anyone to clear this exam with a logical conclusion, because we see people who just get left with that one group and then they decide to start working, or something happens, they just leave it after a couple of attempts, and then fast forward 5, 6 years, they realize no matter what they do in career, it is always there's always a hurdle because the qualification is not being done and all of that. I'm bringing everything into a single perspective onto the single slide. First is foremost is your ability to clear in one attempt and 1 year from now. In your case, this is a reasonable thing. If you have both the groups, then it's slightly different. But when you have only one group to go, I think you should definitely back yourself to go ahead with it. Once you clear the exam, obviously the next thing is when the question of family responsibility comes. Of course, emotionally you have to take care, but financial contribution would be fantastic at any given point of time for any family. So why not if you can? That's the next thing. And moving forward, as you proceed forward, moving forward, there was a span where crororepatis were celebrated. Like 1 crore was a decent thing. Right now, whether it's in Hyderabad or Mumbai, you get nothing out of a crore. It's not even a small 2 BHK. You won't get anything. So this is $1 million. 10 crore is close to $1 million. So any given country, for somebody to take care of the previous generation, your own generation, and the next generation, you need to build that kind of corpus. So this one certificate, let's say you're confident of getting 120. Now for this 30 marks, if you do something for 30 marks, if that can create a path to $1 million, That's fantastic. Why not? So this is how you should look at the scenario instead of just making it look like an exam. So when you know why you have to clear, then it will be easy for you to navigate the inner and external challenges. So we're not just talking about your exam, we're talking about building a career, consolidating your work across the last 7, 8 years. So sometimes you need to, it's like moving from 90 to 100, the nervous 90s. So people get nervous after scoring 90 towards 100, it becomes dicey. So you're in that state. It's not that it's not doable, but it doesn't make sense to get out right. You have to go and conclude. Century is a century. So that's what we're looking at. And the scores, you pulled it off. See, this is what ICA is interested in. This, even if it's 180, it would not matter much. So eventually, you can discount yourself saying, "No, I just got 150, or I got a couple of grace marks, I just got lucky." No, it isn't, because still you're a part of the 10% or 20% club. That's it. It isn't. You have to get a lot of things right, because we see mark sheets of 142, 144. So you got a lot of things right. As I said, this is right, this is right. And only when you cross that 142, 144 mark, something like that, the additional might happen. It is something which you got, as simple as that. ICS says you got it. So it's not very charitative in nature when it comes to marks. So you can actually pat yourself and be proud that you've done it somehow, pulled it off. So it is. That's how I'm looking at it. So when something can happen once, we can do it again. Of course, the situation changed, the circumstances change. But right now, see, the biggest asset for any human is responsibility. If you believe you're responsible, it gives you great power. Great power comes from great responsibility. Now, then the situation was different. Now, you know what is required, you know why it is important, you know that you have to take care of a family in a different way. So that way, yes, this responsibility kicks in, and even if it's 150 once again, that's still great. That's enough. So for that for us to get there, even if it's like 52, can these two be possible? Can we think of a scorecard like this? 52, 57, 43. Can this happen? So that's what we're looking at. So when you're looking at a goal, don't amplify it. Don't look at it. Look at the best possible outcome. Let's say if I say 60, 65, 55, it might be possible. But the point is, we're not sure. We're not yet sure. When this is enough, why to worry about this? Let it happen. If it happens, great. But let us not create artificial, unnecessary load for nothing. It doesn't make any sense for us to create the extra load for extra 10 marks. So let's try to get this, which might lead here automatically. Making sense? Yeah. And this is what I'm talking about. So this is a scorecard which has 185. But the point is, it happened as a consequence, because I'm talking about the same attempt which you wrote. So when I look at this, it is also a 150 scorecard. But the point is, in a different ecosystem, when you get the right support, this comes as a bonus. And so people who have limited abilities also, they use the right support system in the same time span, same frame of mind. When you say, when you said 6 attempts, the first thing that struck me is, why didn't we meet before? Why did you approach us before? Had that been the case, your mom would have seen me as a chartered accountant. So that is something which struck me. Because when people come to us
Like I really feel very guilty that
Pardon?
I'm not achieved this. I really feel guilty sometimes that I couldn't. I have taken so much attempts. Like if I could have cleared earlier, so my mom's dream could have been fulfilled. So, and about this him life school, I was like one of my friends told me, I guess 1 month before, he saw your video on a YouTube, and we were just discussing that I was discussing like again this time also it is not going to I'm not going to clear, so I don't know what to do. So he just told me that there is a school running in Hyderabad, so you just go through all this, and so he sent me your videos link. So before that, I wasn't aware about all those things. That like is there is a kind of a thing which is running for especially for CA students. Like I have seen for a UPSC and for a medical student, but I haven't seen for a CA student especially. So yeah, I was doing from home only.
No, I'm just see because I constantly keep thinking what is it we can do for a family because for us CA is a family course, and we've seen so many fantastic success stories because one result will change the entire dynamic of the family. So when I look at it, okay, when we could create things like this in the same attempt, shayad it always runs in your mind. So yeah, it would have been great whether it's not about we doing it or somebody doing it, but it's about your mom experiencing it. But having said that, okay, so now the reasons are far more important and deeper than how they are. So maybe,
In my first and second attempt, I was not serious
hmm,
because I don't wanted to do serious. Uh, in my family, we have 3 or 4 people already serious. So I don't wanted to be a chartered accountant per se, but my mom and my sister pushed me that your practicals are so good, so you should try for it. So in my first and second attempt, I was not like I was doing just for a time pass in lockdown. Then after becoming after showing this failure result as unsuccessful, then एज भी बढ़ते गई उसके बाद देन वो ट्रिगर होने लगा कि अब तक नहीं होगा और ऑलरेडी आई हैव इन्वेस्टेड सो मच टाइम इन दिस कोर्स, तो यहाँ से अब बैक जाने का कोई ऑप्शन नहीं है।
hmm,
लाइक
hmm,
अगर मैं कोई और भी
hmm,
कोर्स परस्यू करी तो वहां पे आई हैव टू स्टार्ट फ्रॉम द जीरो, राइट। तो उसके बाद देन 23 24 और फिर when your parents are when your friends are getting good package and you're still studying, so then I start feeling like depressed and उसके बाद फिर पढ़ने का भी मन नहीं होता था, जस्ट कि हाँ बस बुक को देख रही बट पढ़ाई नहीं हो रही, उतनी जो इफेक्टिव आवर्स की पढ़ाई होनी चाहिए बट उतनी हो नहीं रही है। उसके बाद फिर मैंने अपना प्लेस भी स्विच किया। then I moved to Naigaon, like I'm from Virar. So I moved to Naigaon, with an like an empty flat. एक मेरी फ्रेंड थी उसके साथ, वहां पे सिर्फ हम दोनों ही थे। वहां पे फिर जाके मैंने फोकस की पढ़ाई की। उसके बाद ये मेरा सेकेंड ग्रुप का जो रिजल्ट है ये पॉजिटिव आया था, एंड दैट अटेम्प्ट आई स्कोर्ड 150 एंड आई क्लियर्ड माय अटेम्प्ट।
hmm, hmm. Makes sense. So now that you are aware of the impact of environment on the preparation, it's easy for you to adapt and accustom to what we're offering here because we always believe the physical place around you has an impact on the mind space. So that's what we are looking at when we ask people to come down. And in terms of the attempts, whether it's your 6 attempts or Prashant's 12 attempts, the game is how do you create one single structured attempt? So instead of multiple scattered attempts, so this is hard. This is hard. Getting everything right in one single attempt. So that's what we call one last attempt. So you get everything right from the beginning, everything. much before the results, you're ready. You start in the right way, the right sources, the right approach, right techniques, right revision, exam practice, everything, each and everything which is linked in the ecosystem until the last minute, last day, all of that should get right. So that's what we focus here. And we look at the exam like this. 3 exams, and each exam has 3 sub-exams. 1 hour, 1 hour, 1 hour. So when you look at 9 exams of 1 hour each, you have to score around 18 marks per hour. Every hour, you should score around 18 marks. Technically, it's 17, but 17 will be too close to the cutoff. So if you can score 18 marks per hour, you'll be a chartered accountant. Now, out of this 18 marks, out of this 9 hours, there are 3 objective hours and 6 descriptive hours. So this 3 objective hours, scoring 18 is not a problem. This can be done. And 6 descriptive hours is a game. So this is how you can simplify the overall scenario. So for you to score 18 every hour, you should attempt around 32 to 34 marks. Now this gives us a metric in terms of how should you prepare. When you pick up an textbook of AFM, how do you study, how much you study? Again, your preparation should help you attempt 30 plus marks in the denominator and score 16 to 18 marks in the numerator. So is every hour going in the direction? If you're not having a perspective towards it, if you're not doing it that way, you'll get lost. You have the perception of learning, but then hours and hours pass on and it doesn't go anywhere. So this is what will make you understand from day 0 onwards. And for you to be able to do it, there are multiple revision cycles which has to be done. And this is a study by Harvard Business Review, which actually says every 1 hour, every 1 day, every 1 week, you lose more than 60%, 70%, 80%. This is what you lose. Because your memory is so fragile, it has a tendency to forget. You keep forgetting. So your memory is not bad, the memory is bad. It's like you're studying everything, then you go forward, then everything comes back. Running on a treadmill, continuously assuming you're running on a track. So that is why it is taking so much time. Otherwise, if you look at 17 chapters, 15 chapters, and 19 chapters in the 3 papers, for just 50 chapters, how much time do you need? Most of the chapters can be done in a day. So ideally, 50 days is enough. So if you think about it, 50 chapters, one chapter per day can happily be done. But why is it taking so many 50 days or so many 150 days? Which means you're not doing it right. And also whatever is being done, it's getting leaked continuously. So that has to be fixed. And how do you fix it? So when this happens, every 1 hour, there's a revision cycle, 3 hours, end of the day, beginning of the day. So this is what could go wrong. And this is how you apply controls to what could go wrong. So this will actually help you to plug the leakages. And here, different people come with a different state of mind. Now, mindset, when I say it's not static, it's not like a mindset fixed, freezed state of mind on that day for that attempt. It's different. So this has to be worked upon. This has to be addressed. And then it has to be converted into strong routine. Only when you have a strong and stable routine, you can complete a syllabus. The routine is not stable, it's not static. Your, your learning keeps crumbling every single day. It goes up, goes down, goes up, goes down, and you won't get a sense of completion. So only when the syllabus gets completed, the component of revision becomes more active. Of course, you can revise on a daily basis, as I showed you. But for you to effectively utilize the revision and exam framework, syllabus should be quickly completed. A lot of people still struggle with it till the last day of the last exam, so that's pointless. So this is something which has to be done fast. It has to be moved to these two pillars. That is when you'll get the depth and the scoring possibilities. And people notice, I thought I was failing in the exams, but I realized I'm failing in the exam preparation itself. So this is what it is. You know that you're not going to make it much before you enter the examination hall. The role of question paper is only so much. The preparation explains us what is going to be the most likely scenario. And techniques which I just showed you, the 5-time revision, all of that will make the preparation effortless. And the impact of group study, group tracker, all of that, doing it together with a small cohort who are all serious, will significantly enhance your experience and journey. And coming to what you go through and what you navigate for various reasons, most of the energies get succumbed or sucked in this. Whereas the need of the exam is this. And for that to happen, you look at the thinking and cognition. So you need all of these aspects. And on a daily basis, for your mind to be and behave in a certain way, we call it dose. These are the hormones which have to be very actively produced. Now, one example in this regard, dopamine. This is why the whole world is addicted to social media. Every reel will give you some dopamine shot and boost. So you get addicted to that. How do you not do it? Is by your ability to generate dopamine naturally. How can that happen? Only when you have the sense of accomplishment. When you see something, even workout. I have to do 20 reps. I've done it. Okay, I feel accomplished. So you should be able to feel accomplished with daily targets. It's not coming only when you become a CA or something like that. It has to be some level of accomplishment on a daily basis. So that will make your morning good morning by 9 o'clock. You will complete 2-3 hours of syllabus already by the time. And here, the emotion and cognition, the limbic brain is where you process all the emotions continuously, which will keep you away from the prefrontal cortex. This is where the actual work happens. So your ability to switch off the limbic brain and focus more on the prefrontal cortex and not getting carried away by all these emotions, because these are internal emotions, but they suck the energy out of you like slow poison all the time. You respect the emotions, you understand the emotion, and go about it. So being emotional is not, it's not about not being effective. It's not about, having a reason for not being able to do something. It is like emotion should be a reason to do something, not to do something. That's when you call it an emotion, right? So emotion should give you strength and emotion should give you a greater purpose. So that is the nature of emotion. If that is not happening, the emotional intelligence part which you're talking about, which you're not processing properly, neither studies will happen, nor it will be peaceful. So it has to be grounded in a right way. And this is the number one reason a lot of students come here all the way from all over the country. They come here only for this, because there is no other ecosystem which will help them understand, which will reflect upon what they're going through with them. And this, instead of going through the fluctuations on a hourly or daily basis, will help you get adapted to a flatline thinking. And normally people fail because of preparation. You add this catalyst, the outcome is this. So this is what he meant here. And these are the range of techniques which are available and possible for each and every step and pillar. So everything is scientific and will teach you all of this. And the biggest, I would say, value addition is when you open a book, there is everything, but there is no attention, there is no engagement, there is no depth. You're just being there. So attention is something which will glue you from a deeper perspective. So this is what creates a logical connection between you and your book. Without attention, there is nothing. And people from all walks of life. Somebody, Suresh, father is a daily wage worker. So he was making around 400, 500 rupees per day. And initially, when he wanted to join us, obviously, since we work with a limited cohort of 10 people, it is a bit expensive for some families. See, again, for some families, it is just 1 month income. For some, it's 1 year income. We don't know how it works in different families, but he's like, it was hard for him, so I couldn't join initially. He went back, but that he said something like, much before I went to the exam, I know that I'm going to fail. That's a very painful scenario. You can't tell your parents, you can't tell your friends, but you know that you're going to fail, but still you have to show up and write the exams. That's not a great feeling to have. So that's when he came back, and then within 80 days, he cleared both the groups. And now he's working with EY and his family income group 20x. So when you look at these people, even I respect that kind of decision. It's not easy to take a loan and invest into your education. But when people say some excuse, I'm not studying because of this, because of that, I always look at people who do it in spite of and irrespective of what is happening. In spite of and irrespective. So, okay, this is there, this is there. But how do you still do it is a question. So that when you figure that out, you'll find an answer sooner or later. And eventually when you're going to the exam, this is the capability. It's not about your books. It's not about your mentor. It's not about anyone. It's about all you need is a pen. How do you become a chartered accountant? A pen. Give me a pen, I'll become a chartered accountant. This is how competent and confident you should be. That will get there in 2 months' time. The original reason where I said every attempt you're losing around 5 lakhs as an opportunity cost. And that translates into this. Over a period of time, the corpus is easily 16 crore, but in just 12 to 18 months, it can get to 10 CR. If you use it properly, including your investment channels and all. So this is not just an emotional problem, it also a financial concern. So when you think about financial concerns, you'll think in it logically. The moment you make it emotional, you'll lose the perspective and you'll get stuck in unnecessary troubles. And Shimpy, finally, have you heard of ISB, Indian School of Business?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what is it popular for?
Um, I don't know, sir, but I have heard this name somewhere.
Pardon?
I don't know, sir.
Have you heard of it at least?
Yes, sir. Somewhere I have heard this word, but I'm not sure about this. I
Okay, it's India's most popular B school. It's rated over IIM. We have it in Hyderabad and Mohali. I'm not talking about Hyderabad, the main one. So here for 1 year, they charge 50 lakhs.
Okay.
And there are many MBA colleges which charge only 5 lakhs per year. Now, why do you think an individual would like to invest this instead of this?
For a secure job,
Pardon?
for a secure job, sir,
Yeah. What do you mean by that?
like having like after getting these degrees, if we are talking about MBA, so at least there is a surety that you'll get this degree, and after this degree, you have the secure job, right? Like in CA course, we are not sure that our result will come positive or negative. After studying so much, after putting so much hard effort and after putting so much your time and everything, you're not sure that whether you will get this degree or not. But by investing this amount, like if I'm pursuing for an MBA, so I know after giving my 2 or 3 years, I'll be able to earn a good package. I'll be having this degree and I'll be having this package. So I'm sure about that. But in CA course, it's not like that, right? So that's why people think that it's a one-time investment. So, okay, like it's fine.
Fair enough. So basically, this is an investment which will help you to accelerate your career
Yeah,
possibilities. For example, my
right.
friend who was actually working with SEBI in Mumbai campus, he got 14 lakhs at ICA. Then at that point of time, the fees was around 35 lakhs in ISB. Now it grew to 50. So then he got a campus placement of 26 lakhs in the first year. And now he's making around 40 lakhs per year. So as you rightly pointed out, so 14 to 40 lakhs a journey within 4 years by making an investment which you could recover. So now when we build our thing, when we're building HLS, this is the best university in, or this is the best, it's the top rated, I would say. Top rated is a better word than best. So this, when you look at what is it we can do differently about it, we noticed a couple of things. Now ISB has huge entry barriers. It is for the top 1%. You have to write GMAT, you have to have work ex and all. For somebody who is already struggling in the career, there are no accelerators. For whatever reason it is, just because they take a step back from the careers, they're not getting a second chance. Now we want to give, life may not give a second chance, but HLS wants to give one. So here we don't judge you based on what has happened. We're there no matter what. We look at you as a future CA. So it's not like a failed repeater, but a future CA. So come with a fresh perspective, come with open mind. Whatever it is, we'll clear in one attempt. Maximum it will be 1 year. Because people come with different scenarios and different problems and different learning capabilities. So that is what we do here. And similar to this, in terms of how we operate, is if somebody has to clear both the groups, so we offer result assurance for a one-time investment of 12 lakhs, which is for one attempt or 1 year. Even if it takes 1 year, you'll only clear after you go. If it's one attempt, you can immediately recover that within the next 6 to 8 months. That's even better. So that is how this goes. Now, when it comes to individual groups, for group 1, we charge 8 and group 2, we charge 6 for people who want it separately. So this is how. And this is also only for people who have one group left. We don't offer group 1 when people have both the groups because there is no value perception. One group they clear with us, one they won't. And if they don't become a CA, our work is wasted. So for people who have both, this is like an single point solution. They can choose to write one group now, one group later, and then they clear eventually. For people who are left with only group 1 and only group 2, this is how it is. And here, because IBS, the effort is comparatively lower from a separate mentor perspective. So this is how we uh, divided the investment. So, but
For first group and 6 lakhs for second group.
pardon?
8 lakhs for the one group, right?
Yeah, for the first group it is 8. For the second group it is 6. This is like
Okay.
this is all inclusive, and it will be till you clear.
Okay. Like my attempt is in September. So it will be same if I'm coming now also, then it will be same. Like for 2.5 months or 3 months, it will be same, right?
See, Kazal, I can actually now for you to understand this, if you say you want to write in September 2026 instead of 25, if you say September 26, I can literally do it. I'm not saying it. I can do it at 4 lakhs if you want to write then. Because the level of attention which we have to invest on you in the next 2, 3 months will be distributed across 1 year. It's like a train. Train is like thousand for 10 hours. Flight is 10,000 for 1 hour. It is like the lesser time you give us, because it's not a PG to count in terms of months. Now, this is a common question which we normally get, but only few people understand what we are trying to do. We are getting paid for the faster. Like medicine takes 1 year, surgery takes 1 hour. Now, more than the 1 year cost, surgery observes all of that because it requires deep expertise. So the whole objective of this is we want you to clear in September. Now, if that is not there, if the load is not there on you, not there on us, we will say, don't even have to come. Let's do it aram se. Let's not even next September. Even if we talk about next May, we'll do things very peacefully, one thing at a time, aram se. So there is no load on either of us, and we can do it online also. But if you're looking at no, this is my last attempt. I don't want to stretch it further, and I want to start making money from October and November. I want to significantly improve my probability from 10% to closer to 100% is what you're looking at. This is what it takes. And if this is something is not happening in this upcoming September, you'll stay back. There's nothing. We don't charge anything. It's like we are putting our skin in the game. We feel mutually responsible. So that's how confident we are about us, and that's how responsible we are. We are confident that we can help you clear in the first attempt. And we're also confident that we can support you in case of a failure. We're responsible. It's not on you or not your family. From your family's perspective, okay, this is one-time investment or one investment which can get me the certificate, where there is a safe space in a premium gated community, nothing to worry about security, nothing to worry about safety. And people who choose us, he's a senior director and a senior partner in Deloitte. His son cleared with us. And unfortunately, he is no more. Now, when you first said that, this is what I could remember because this was the last picture before he passed away in the following months. So during his memorial, partners from all across India flew in, and I was one of the very few, apart from family, to get a chance to speak because this is literally the happiest thing but that happened before he left the planet. So he was talking about me all across and he was referring me and he wanted me to work with a lot of all of that. So now imagine this, he clearing after his dad's demise, it would be different. He would have been devastated because sometimes you don't know what life offers you, what life has to offer you. So that is why we always operate with a sense of urgency to clear. And what's magical about us is the urgency is there in the intent to clear in the long thing. But on a daily basis, it's very peaceful. It's very composed. It's very relaxed. If you have observed the environment or also the students, I think so this is the channel which I'm sure you would have seen this. So this explains the entire.
Yeah, I saw the whole video.
So that's how it is. So there is urgency in terms of how you have to prepare, but there is no stress, and also in terms of looking at how we try to build. For example, this is the last item paper where students have cleared a group 1. So this is the marks breakup. It's okay to score 0, 0, 0, 2. So like, how do you get to 30 marks in descriptive, close to 30 in descriptive? And how do you get to 20 in objective? This is the framework. The same, we also target 150. So worst case, you'll get 135, best case, you'll get 165. So
Okay, so
it's
if
not like, pardon?
uh, if I have one question. If I'm coming for the September attempt, so is this possible to complete my whole syllabus and to like get my result as successful if I'm putting my all my efforts? Like I have already completed my classes and everything. And if I'm coming from like I have to convince my family firstly. So if I'm coming from July, so I'll be having only 2 months, July and August. And in September we have exams, right? So is this possible to complete whole this process in 2 months in this short span of time?
Because see, there are always structured and logical answers. When you ask me structured and logical answers, I can show you this is how we do it. I can go on and on in terms of the depth and detail. At some point of time, this is something which you have to realize from within. Now, if you're not coming here,
Okay.
you should sit and do it at your home, right? Now, that is something which you're already trying. You already gave an attempt with that ecosystem. And the easiest way to shift the mind space is the physical space. When you move the physical place, as I'm speaking to you, I myself went to a spiritual retreat for 10 days in the middle of the very busy admission season. Because sometimes it's like when you constantly think about work, exams, all of that, it gets exhausted in a certain way. So you need a place and you have to surrender. See, for you to conquer yourself, you have to surrender to someone. So I seek a lot of spiritual gurus where you just have to surrender, okay, and for a while you take a step back because here I'm always kept at this pedestal, whether my team or my students, luckily, they respect me and I'm always forced to take decisions. And that responsibility is a huge thing that adds a lot of load. Now I want to go somewhere, I want to outsource, I want to surrender to some ecosystem. So that I just went and came back. I'm, that's it. I feel relaxed and the work is done in terms of how I'm thinking. So in your mind, I'll probably show you the background also. Like this is the kind of place where you study. You're able to see this. If you are in this environment, it's the best of both worlds. You're not alone and you're not in a crowded place. Now, what happens with the crowd is not everyone would have the right intent. If there are 40 people, you don't know what is whose intent, what are they going through. But in a very limited, very restricted environment, everybody comes with the same intent where there is a best of individual focus and group synergy. So that is why we put in so much time to create this kind of ecosystem. So this is not natural and not financially feasible for anyone because how on earth would you survive even if you whatever the amount which we decided for 10 people, where does it take us? Because one faculty, if you look at 10,000 per classes, in each attempt they sell it to 50,000 students, like the topmost faculty sell it to 50,000 per attempt and most of them make hundreds here. Now, what are we looking at it? We're willing to wait. When I say ISB took 20 years. Harvard took 400 years. We talk about Harvard. It started in 17th century. So all of these great institutes are built over a period of time. Even the spiritual ecosystem which I talk about, it took 40 years to reach where it is. Now it has presence in 120 countries. So we are not here to play cheap, play fast. We are here to play deep. So for that to happen, chalo, whoever comes, let them clear. Let them clear. That's it. Now, when we say that, when you move the scope from a random medical OTP prescription to a precise LASIK surgery, people want it. People want it. There are a lot of people who are looking for this. Now, the next step is our ability to slightly scale it up. Slightly, probably, because right now we are working with him 11 member cohort. Next will be 36. How do we expand? So we have to continuously expand our mental faculties. Now at 36, we can slightly optimize it for you, and it also might work for us, both the sides. But now it's almost like a self-funded research company where, instead of wasting our energy and time on bullshit advertisements, we are investing onto our students for the space and attention. So the ecosystem, you always have to know the intent of the ecosystem. Now, let's say if you look at Instagram, what is the intent of ecosystem? The ecosystem is to extract your attention and sell your attention to an ad company. That's how they make money. That is, they're not here to change your life, right? Nobody is here to change your life. So what is the intent of the ecosystem will largely determine. Well, let's say you watch a particular YouTube channel. Now there are some YouTube channels, all they want is they want your attention so that they can sell a course or something, whatever it is. Some people want only views for the sake of sensationalism. So we don't even put thumbnails. If you notice, we are like, this is a real conversation. If it has to go, this will go out, that's it. So that is how we operate. So one is the intent of the ecosystem, which is clearly built on your success. Now imagine you don't clear. I should fund you for the next 5 months, where my monthly your stay cost will be on the higher side of 50,000, where it becomes a lost thing. If the moment it moves it, that's why my mentor team and the HLS perspective is to make sure you clear. And again, you only have one group. Again, it's not like you if you have both the groups, then I would clearly ask time until May for sure, because until January, a certain way. And here, the more time it will be hard because I find you very composed in the sense that you're handling it well. It is not because of some random girl who has to clear group one. It is because you're Shimpy, and from yesterday, you already processed this. I'm sure you put in a lot of reflective mental work. Now is the time where you're not looking for sympathy, you're looking for solutions. You're like, okay, I'm handling myself. I'll take care of the family. You're at a point in life where something hit me. Why me? Question. You answered it. You suffered through that. Now is the point where you wanna get this through, then probably take a break, or then probably seek the deeper solution in whatever format it is. So now you are in a position where it's not just emotional. Your cognition is active and you want a hardcore, rock solid solution. Now, that way, that is the reason why I can say that, yeah, 2 months is enough. And why, if you look at financial reporting, there are 19 chapters, out of which India is 115, India is 116, 102, financial instruments, business combination, CFS. This will give you 50 marks. You are somebody who is reasonably good at formats and structures and understanding long form content. This is a chunk which will focus on. No, you are somebody who is good with remembering shorter topics, India's and assets, disclosure based assets, analysis of financial statements, and you also have your ethics, technology, all of that. The smaller chunk, 50 marks. So 150 will get us 30 marks, the other 50 will get us 20 marks. This is how we look at it. And if you look at AFM, the shortest subject, sweetest subject, 15 chapters, 5 chapters non-arithmetic. Out of 10 chapters, you ditch the first 5 chapters, or the tough 5 chapters. And then you focus on chapters like portfolio management, mutual funds, corporate valuation, advanced capital budgeting. And then pick up something, whether it could be derivatives or forex, it's your choice. Now, I'm not here to say which one, but there are some chapters which are generally easy to prepare and to even write the exam. There are two things. So, ease of learning it and ease of writing it in the exam. So, this is an audit, as I mentioned earlier, it's like discretion based. You're good at discretion, 15 marks, professional ethics. Slight extension of standards without the oval, chapters 8, 9, 10, 11, 15 marks, together 30 marks. Digital auditing and ESG 10 marks. These are straightforward, simple, easy to score. SQC1 plus 19 together is far more important. SQC1 first chapter, I would say. The quality control and the ethics are a bit interrelated if you know I said, an audit sense. So this is how you pick up the low hanging fruits. So in 2 months, you think like this: 1 week per subject, 1 week of mock test, 1 week per subject, 1 week of mock test, 1 week 50 marks, 7 days per day 10 marks coverage, 1 day revision, 1 day exam. So when you think about a schedule, that should be thinkable, that should be doable without a pen, paper, all of that. So in your mind, 10 marks per day. If a day starts at 6 o'clock, it ends at 9 o'clock, you have nothing to do. You stay here, and the flat where you stay, if you have seen the boot camp video, it's just 2 minutes. By the time you finish this, you would have been there. Nothing to take care. Everything is automated. Literally nothing. You just study. That's it. Everybody is there for that same reason. And the study buddy concept where somebody is good.
Study, right?
Pardon?
It's all about self-study. We have to be self-study, right?
Can
Like
you be a bit louder?
I have not completed my audits lecture. So, firstly, I have to complete my audit syllabus, or I can do it by self-study.
No, Kajal, that's what I'm saying. When you talk about audit, so the perspective is syllabus completion is different from score improvement. If syllabus completion is a problem, if you complete audit, see, everybody takes coaching, right? Then everybody who takes coaching should clear. Each faculty has 30,000, 40,000 students. Now, it is not even equivalent of the total results released by ICA. So the fact that whether you complete coaching or not is very less relevant. It's extremely less relevant as compared to how you do it. You pick up digital audit, somebody explains it forever, you don't get it. There are only 4 or 5 topics. You need to understand the nature of digital audit. I'll give you a simple example. Let's say you and me are here to audit this. Both of us are auditing it. Forget about the rest of the features. The documentation is with me. You are there. You can't even see this. The same thing, the PDF which I showed you, if it's a digital copy, we can have joint attention on the copy and our markings can be joint. Even if I take a photo set of this and send it to you to Mumbai, the markings won't be real time. There, the joint attention, it's marked. That is fundamentally how you start thinking about something. So, at a very base level and core level, you'll get to understand what is this is what is called the auditing sense. Now, we focus on that, and once you get it, once you understand, as I said, this 19 chapters, there are 4 or 5 chapters which you already know. Internal audit, forensic auditing, all of that you understand. There's nothing which anybody needs to do or has to do about it. So here it's a combination of things. So for you to learn, for you to get some grip, let's say you have to read about SA 550. The question is, would you pick up an ICA module, or you pick up a 2 hour lecture, or would you want it to get it explained by a mentor or by a friend? So when we have X amount of time, and using that, we'll convert it onto the paper. It's all objective driven, where everything comes onto the paper. That is how we kind of look at it.
Okay. And what about this? If I'm ready to come and join this whole thing, so like I have to, there will be installments, or I have to make the payment in one day.
So it's normally a one-time payment. The reason being, as you notice, we don't have any middleman or brokers. We don't have a sales team. So either
Okay.
me or Manju, who's the CEO, we take the calls ourselves. And we don't have the habit of reminding people or something. How it works is to block it. Let's say you decided to come. We charge around 4 lakhs first. And then within a time span of 7 to 10 days, you have to make the balance. So you'll get 10 days from the point you decide. It's like you'll have the 10-day window.
Okay, sir. Fine. Is there any question? Like I'm done from my side. So I'll discuss with my parents, with my father and my sister. Then uh, I'm fully satisfied. Whole like at any cost, I want to clear in this attempt only. I'm not looking for a September 26. I'm looking only for September 25. So this is my main aim. So yeah, I'll discuss with them, and then we'll surely confirm you as soon as possible.
Kazal, I have one more recommendation. This you can take time because 2 months time is enough, to be frank, reasonably. But this is an additional recommendation. The reason being, the faster we are in the preparation track, the higher are the chances.
Yes, sir.
And when the result comes, it should be factual, not emotional. Let's say it's 135. Okay, 135. It should not be like, oh, 135. It's not, it should not be emotional. For you to be accepting it in a factual way, you have to be ready. When I say ready, what do you mean by ready? Even if the result is not so positive, I'm ready to clear in the upcoming attempt, is what it is. So now, today we had somebody who, yesterday I had a call and today morning she was here. Like today morning at 5:30 she was here. Again, she wanted to come for the entire program and still welcome. But what I proposed her is this. It was the exact same call around the same time yesterday. Yesterday itself we had this. So this, what we are doing is, No, the objective of this is we wanted you to experience it firsthand, altogether, completely, and especially this is where there is a lot of inertia. It's already 2-3 weeks. The rest is done. You don't want to rest more. At the same time, you may not be able to build the momentum naturally. So you need some external support, and at the same time, it's not stress or force centric. A subtle, calm environment. It's almost like meditation, where you're peaceful yet purposeful and productive. And this will give you answers to most of the things naturally. Because we also want, because the last time we did this was 2 years ago in Vizag Resort. All 5 who came cleared. So this is something fantastic because they cleared in the immediate attempt. Normally, even if we take 1 year, it gave a fantastic path because on day 4, day 5, they said they become very reflective and they understood the mistakes. They know that they're going to clear that attempt. Now you're hoping. Hoping is different from knowing. Now I'm saying by the end of the 5th day, you'll be knowing it. You don't even have to add an element of hope or trust. So this is how this is going to be. So where we give you reasonable access to all the techniques. The day starts quite early and you will get exposed to all the subjects, all papers and everything. It's like a complete program where we extracted the best of the best as a trailer and kept it here. And this, as you can see, is completely group 1 centric. So this would be a good platform or opportunity for you to kickstart. And once this is done, we logically start it. Now, even if you see, you come for this, and even if you go back, once you become a part of our ecosystem, we'll support you online also between you come. So we don't have anything to be sold online just for the sake of it. But we realize that somebody is coming, somebody is a part of the ecosystem, you are a part of our cohort for September 26 or September 25 for that matter. This is what we will do to support you because your preparation has to start. Again, more investment is not going to change anything because the reason why I shifted my response when you spoke about the 2-3 month thing from 25 to 26 to tell you that it's not about the money, it's about the intensity which has to go through in a short period of time. Now, you joining now will have 20% more probability than you joining after a month, and which can't be compensated with more money or more some other alternative. So the early you start the preparation, the chances are higher. So once you come here, these are the milestones which we want you to adapt. And this, we are doing a smooth transition. Naturally, we are doing it. There are people who have come already without the need for the boot camp because they know us already and they took decisions and all of that. So I want you to be ready by this. For that to happen, if you're coming directly here, it will be a bit of a challenge. Instead, even if you come for 5 days and then you go back and then settle down things and come after result, then it's different. So I want you to have an early exposure of things. And even for the bootcamp thing, this is the environment. Like this was in Mumbai, BKC, ICA, BKC. I was teaching the faculties of ICA. All of these are faculties of ICA. That is what I used to do earlier. But then I realized I'm not going to change their life. But when I do this, now Mitra is a chartered accountant and Dikshita is working with Deloitte. Both of them came with a lot of attempts and then they met here for the first time and they just got going and all of that. So this environment, when you go through all of this is good enough for you to take care of the planning and will most importantly will help you implement what we plan and you see the improvement path clearly in this 5 days itself. So this is my recommendation. And also the bootcamp thing, since I want to accelerate the result, it's a very simple decision. You'll make a deposit of 50K, which is 100% redeemable. When you upgrade, when you continue for the residential, this is 100% redeemable. It's like bootcamp is free for you in a way. Even in worst case scenario, whatever reason it is, if you think we want to conclude it, even for a positive reason could be, okay, I figure out the path. I'm good with this right now. I can do it on my own. Fantastic. We love it. Because we want to work with people who need us the most. If somebody can improve in 5 days, we'll be glorified to hear that. In that case also, 50% would be refundable. So this is why I'm slightly recommending us, or even not just slightly, reasonably recommending you to get started with this first. The hesitation will be, it's a quick call, I know, like it's too deep. It's a last minute thing for you, but I'm being confident because this happened yesterday. And she, like, it's a good decision. She already, we made us all a couple of papers, and see, the thing is, when you look at the complete program, let's say 3 months staying out somewhere and investing a significant sum, it has to go through a process. We'll have at least 2-3 calls. Even if you're ready, we are from our side, we'll have 2-3 calls. Even today, since you said your dad is not available, I was okay. Others, I don't even, I'll never talk to the students directly, only with parents, because we want the parents to take the right decision. Because I might be biased that it's better to come or not to come, whatever it is. Parents are the best deciders for you. But this boot camp, you will go back with certain sense of experiential insights. So, and in your case, it's a good fit. Even if you're flying tonight or coming for the first flight tomorrow, you'll just get started, because there's someone who's coming tomorrow. And I have people in mind where I can pay it together, like the study buddy concept and all. So that is what I was thinking. Because for somebody who is writing in May 25 versus September 26, I want this to be utilized, because there are people who are interested, who are writing in May. May in the sense, they want to write one group now. Next is either Jan or May. Like the agreement is till May, we have to clear. For somebody writing in Jan, it's good, but for September, it's immediately used, right? It's because for January, I can do one more. But for September, it's hard to do one more. So that way, I believe it's better if we can come down for this boot camp to begin with.
Yeah, if I'll come, then I'll get a whole picture, like I'll be able to continue or not.
Yes. And not only that, you'll get back to the momentum of preparation. You'll study for 50 hours. See, the two things, Shimpy. One is, as a student, you should be focused on your goal. What is your goal? Your goal is to clear ICAS exam, which means your goal is to stay in the preparation. HLS or not, him or not, it's catalyst. We are separate. No, ICA would not even know whether we are working together or not. That is relevant for them. Now, what I'm excited about is to put you into 50 hours of preparation. Now, once you go into the 50 hour of preparation, then whatever it is, the outcome is, you would at least study for 50 hours before the result and you're into the zone. That's it. That itself is a fantastic thing, right?
Yes.
Can you be a bit louder? You're not audible.
Discuss with my dad, and so I'll discuss with my dad,
Yes,
and
please.
then I'll let you know whatever my decision will be. Yeah.
Sure. We have a conversation. If he has some concerns or safety concerns or something like that, we can join for a quick call. Like
Okay.
if it's about, like, today sometime, it's 15-20 minutes where we only want to address, because we know the parent perspective, and we're not even doing a favor. We do it for every girl, because as I said, somebody came from Punjab and they also had a lot of questions, and once she came, she didn't want to go back. So that is a different story. But normally it's okay if they have concerns, we'll be able to address, whether it's your dad or sister, you can reach out to me. But I believe this is a good decision. Okay. Okay. So update me once you have a conversation with them. And if it is
Sure.
required, just drop a text that they also require a call, and arrange something soon enough so that I can come tomorrow.
Okay.
All right, Kasil. Yeah. All right, Shimpy.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Bye.